I'm on my way up to heaven land.
Myeloma, and I've decided, I'm never going to say never because you never know what God has in store, but as of now, and I've discussed it with my family, I'm not taking any more chemo. I'm tired, and I have progressive myeloma, so if I'm not on any type of treatment, the myeloma progresses pretty fast. So they don't like to give any time. I'm here as long as the Lord let me, but it progresses, so I'd rather gone for my family won't have the burden of it. I'd rather discuss and plan my homegoing with the Reverend today. So that's what we're about to do. And Reverend, as we were speaking, I want to be cremated. Okay. And I know you've done many of those.
Yes, absolutely.
So I want to be cremated.
Okay, now you said you wanted, we discussed a little bit, and you said you wanted your family to view first, to be able to have that time with you first. And you want to do that where? How would you want to do that? Do you now, if in fact it's in a hospital that you make your transition, they'll have time right there to do that.
Right.
Would that be sufficient?
That would be sufficient if I make it there, or if I make it at home. That would be sufficient.
Okay, okay. So just intimate time with the family first before any coroner or anyone is
right, and
it should be covered in the living will.
Okay.
All of that should be covered in there.
Okay.
Because you're writing in there your desires.
Okay.
So we'll just make sure that that's clear in the living will.
Okay.
So I'm going to say clarify living will.
Okay.
All basic cremation.
Okay.
And that simply is that, where there isn't any services or any viewing or any ceremonies. It's simply the person passes away, the paperwork is recorded properly, the documentation is in place, we receive a permit from the medical examiner, a signed death certificate. Once we have everything in place, the person is simply cremated. If the family chooses to have a memorial service, whether it be at our location or another one at a later date and time, that's certainly an option. What we originally talked about was direct cremation. Then we have what we call a family ID period, where I explain for a nominal price, we would place the person into a chapel area in the funeral home, allowing the family to come in and have a brief period of ID. The concept isn't to replace a funeral or visitation, just to give immediate family an option to have some closure. We also would have other packages with cremation as the end result, where we're allowing you to have a service and a viewing period of time, and cremation takes place afterwards. So that will be kind of like a step up, where the body is prepared and dressed and cosmetized and laid out in the kind of the more traditional sense of the word. Visitation or viewing period would take place at the end. Some families choose to have a ceremony, a service, or a funeral, or some people will just have a designated period of time and they just walk out. In other words, they're finished at 1 o'clock, they just pack up and leave at 1 o'clock, and the person goes on to the crematory. So there's lots of options for whatever suits the family's needs. And we always tell people, I like to use illustration when I'm explaining things. When you put a pre-arrangement together, I suggest that you look at it like a dry erase board. In other words, that's what suits and fits today, and that's what we write down, or a chalkboard, kind of from our day in school. Maybe you used to use a chalkboard. Now they probably use a tablet or something. But don't look at it like you're writing into a granite stone, like chiseling the stone. In other words, that's permanent. This is something that you can erase, update, change, so things can happen.
Well, besides the basic that we talked about, what is the next one? Not the, like, I know I want them to see, to get closure.
Okay.
But I don't want a funeral. But like you were saying, a viewing maybe, something. The next package, is that what you call the next package?
Yeah. Well, the next package we have gathered together, grouped together, would be, of course, the family ID is where the person is not prepared in any particular way. The next package up where that would take place, the preparation, but it's a nominal period of time, we call it our Fairlane package, which is a limited viewing service and cremation.
There's skin cancer, there's cancers getting thrown at people left and right on the television, and this is one I haven't heard of. This is something I don't know anything about.
Well, multiple myeloma is probably, in the world, it's probably 1% of the world's cancer, according to some of the research I've done and others. Actually, it mostly affects you when you get 40 and plus. It usually don't bother people under 40. It likes older people.
Women or men?
Both.
Okay.
But it happens to be more prevalent in African American males, more than any other race of people. Even with the black females, it's more in the men. It's cancer of the bone marrow, the marrow of the bone. To date, scientifically, there's no cure. It's an uncurable type of cancer. According to research, literally over 85% of people with multiple myeloma die within the first 29 to 62 months.
Hi, y'all. Started a new treatment because the other one didn't respond. My body didn't respond all these months, so they're starting a new treatment today. And then if they don't respond in 2 cycles, they're going to add another treatment.
Her chemo through IV caused her some problems, but overall the treatment itself, there's no hiccups in the treatment, but it's the after the treatment is complete that my sister becomes ill or has side effects. I don't know if I could find the correct adjective, but being there and seeing people really that you can tell that are nearing the end of their life is really just a very sad feeling. Your heart goes out to them and their families, as well as it just makes you sad for your own family because you too are experiencing the same challenges that they are. So it's not a good thing. It's really sad. Well, it's something that you pray and hope that families would not have to endure. Cancer is a disease that brings hardship to families overall. It's just a disease that impacts families in a way greater than people who have not had to experience it could ever begin to imagine. You would just embrace, but knowing that a type of cancer does not have a cure, again, you just do the best that you can and just hope that through research in the future there might be a cure for the disease, or worst case scenario that there are types of medication and or treatments that would help prolong your sibling's life. And it really puts everything in perspective. You know that the meaning of living each day to its fullest, that becomes paramount.
I would go with the Revlimid and dexamethasone with the anticoagulant regimen built in there, because those are that's a combination that you haven't seen before, and that works well in patients who have had their most mileage out of their previous treatment and they're looking to get a different combination of medications in there. So I think that's what I would like to do next, and that's one of the options that Dr. Jakubowic's team recommended too. Hello, I'm Dr. Melissa Runge-Morris on the multidisciplinary lymphoma team here at Karmanos Cancer Institute. I'm taking care of Ms. Ala, and I'm her cancer doctor. She's receiving chemotherapy, and we're doing the best we can for her.
My name is Helen Sharp. I'm Janae's mother. When I first found out that my youngest child had cancer, we were sitting at our sister's house. And it is a devastating thing to find out that one of your children is ill and there's nothing that you can do. I have been to the cancer center with her, and it's not easy what she has to go through. And I ask and pray God each and every day to strengthen her and keep her. It is a hard thing. I put on a good face a lot of time with my daughter, but it's always deep in my heart. I'm sorry, I can't do this. I'm sorry, baby, I can't do it. I'm sorry.
I'm at Barbara Ann's Carmano Cancer Center at the Detroit Medical Center. I just had surgery, having a central line put in my chest in order to have a stem cell transplant. The central line functions in order to harvest my own stem cells, clean them, process them, freeze them, in order for me to receive them back. But due to complications after harvesting my stem cells, by having a heart implant, I was rushed to the hospital and had emergency surgery. I'm getting ready to have a stem cell transplant, and then one of the things that you do, you have to take Neupogen. Neupogen is a shot that helps build the cells process up in order for us to have our stem cells collected. And so you take 3 shots a day. You take 2 in the morning, and you take 1 at night, and it must be 12 hours apart. And one of the processes you do, you have to give it in your body. So and you have to rotate. So I'm getting ready to do Neupogen in my thigh. To use the fatty part. It's better if you sit down and you wipe the area in which you're finna do the thing. And you want to have a trash near you, and then you're going to take the Neupogen. Don't touch anything. Now, a lot of people take insulin and blood thinning shots. Well, this is a difference, this particular kind of shot, because if you pull it out or go too fast, you can mess up. So after you do that, you want to immediately just go into the thigh, and you want to do it slow. Now after you do it, this is the trick. You must let this stuff stay in to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you dislodge your needle. And then you take the needle and do it like this. And then you're going to dispose of your needle into a needle container. Okay, I just had a PICC line put in. Very easy. So 1 jock.
1 shock.
1 shot. Okay, I'm at Carmel's having chemotherapy. What did you say the name of it was?
Mevelin?
Mevelin. Mevelin, before my stem cell transplant Friday. And this is my room. I'm in a private room. And my sister Melinda is with me. And my mother Helen Sharp and my son Oneness King. And they're going to be here while I have this stem cell transplant. They brought the stem cells down contained in this container.
Nope, just one.
Just one?
So what they do is they take...
She thought she was getting 2.
She will, but we do them separate, one at a time.
Okay. You space them out?
Not really.
Oh, you're going to give her both?
Yeah, we'll give one, and it takes about 3 hours. Then we'll give the other one, which also takes about 3 hours.
Ground zero was on Friday, August the 26th, when I had my transplant. Yesterday, I was very uncomfortable. Lots of pain in my esophagus, in my throat, in my nose. And I guess you could say day 6, 7, and 8, I didn't even eat. I didn't even take my medicine. I couldn't do anything. I just had so much soreness. And even yesterday on +8 day, I even regurgitated thinking I'm gonna vomit, and nothing but blood and saliva came up. So I was a little concerned about that, but Dr. Law says that that just shows that I have a lot of rawness in my esophagus. Today is +9, another really crappy day. I took my 3rd shot of Nuprigen last night at 8 o'clock. Nuprigen helps generate the cells, and it feels like I have the flu. My bones are like constantly aching, and the transfusion, and that's what platelets look like. Ew, don't look too good, but that's what they are. Brown platelets. Wow, isn't that amazing?
Shortness of breath, back pain, chest pain, anything out of the ordinary, to put your call light on, okay?
Okay.
So those could be like signs of reaction.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be back in a couple minutes,
Okay.
Center speaking.
Well, platelets are going in now. Strange, huh? And just gotta wait. It's better today. The past week has been very hectic. Kept a low-grade fever. Had to have a blood transfusion. Had to have platelet transfusion. I couldn't eat for several days. Couldn't even get water down or anything for 4 days. At least 2 of the several days I got to take in some water and ensure things like that. Out of one of those days, I brought lots of bloody mucus. They said I had mucositis, which is part of some of the kickback after effects of having a stem cell transplant. Some people get it and some people don't. Today is Wednesday. Friday of last week, my hair started coming out. It just was all over the place, all in the bed, all in the shower and everything. So today is the final results from the hair coming out. Hi, dear. Hi, Sonny. Hey, Sonny. Hi, Sonny. Hi. Hey, Sonny. Timor about, I call it a homegoing. We decided to do cremation. Yes, it's different types of cremation, but the one that we decided on, myself and Reverend Timor, the best one, because I want to be cremated, but what we discussed was the best type of cremation. We'll discuss it later. So what's your feeling on that? Some people don't believe in cremation, and I'm going to honor what the family overall thinks.
I don't believe in cremation.
Okay.
But each person has to have their own wish. And if that's your wish, that's all we have to honor. Tried to force you to go?
No, ma'am.
So what did that mean? I'm in your corner.
Okay.
Your decision or your decision. I'm your mom, but you are 63 years old. And you have a mind of your own. And if you're tired,
I'm not vain, Mom, but look, the last time,
not.
look at my face.
You're not,
I just went
baby.
through severe infections. I mean, like 4 or 5 infections in less than 4 months. You know, and they say the next one might make me blind. It's just so things that and they say even without taking it, that my immune is so weak that my face is the weakest part. So I'll probably constantly get infections in my face and things like that. And I'm just tired. I mean, you know, God knows I'm not vain or anything, but all these years I've never had these kind of severe scars in my face from infections and their mistakes of giving me wrong medications and things like that. So, you know, I can't do it anymore. I just can't do it anymore.
That's your decision and God's decisions.
An organ donor and a tissue donor, so whatever's good that they can donate to someone to use is going to be cremated. You know, I thought that would be the best thing. And then I discussed that versus spending money on a funeral, that I would like to take so much money and have a party, a celebration of my life.
Theme in mind.
Actually, I like the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Okay.
That kind of stuff.
Okay.
You know, them ball kind of, you know,
Right.
the one I'm talking, the guys with the long tail, long tail coats versus the short tails.
Yes.
I like that period.
Okay, so do you want to do it like that and do more of a masquerade kind of thing, or just that, just a period?
Yeah, they don't have to cover
They don't
their
have to
face.
cover, okay.
But I would like them to actually do that kind of period.
Okay.
And in the early, anywhere from like 1890 to 1920s. So that'll give them, they can wear the Roaring 20 clothes, they can wear the ball, anything that's in that gleam.
Okay.
Nothing modern.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that gives them a long, a variety
Right, exactly.
of things to do.
Okay, so that kind of helps us gear toward a venue.
Okay.
Because we want a venue that will accommodate that. So maybe like the Townsend Hotel or something like that in Birmingham.
Yeah. Don't feel sad for me.
Sad. Okay.
Don't feel sad for me. I lived a life that most will never see. So don't feel sad for me. I've been blessed to do so many things. So don't feel sad for me. God let me see so many places, from Africa to Peru, and from England to Spain, and from Paris to Belize. So please don't feel sad for me. I was blessed with 2 sons and grandchildren, and from my siblings' side, even great-greats. So don't feel sad for me. I've lived a life that most will never see. I was blessed to interview 2 presidents and to take photos with 3. Also to take pictures of and with so many people and places that most could only dream. So don't feel sad for me. For God blessed me to create so many beautiful things. Also to help so many people in so many ways and with so many things. So don't feel sad for me. I lived a life that most will never see.
I do, and I think you should play it with your voice. Have your voice reciting it. It's just much more personal that way.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I don't want a funeral, so it'll be the second package you mentioned.
I'm on my way up to heaven.